and I saw the most amazing, most wonderful thing ever. I poured myself into learning everything I could about magic. I'd died. I'd come back. Now, I suspected that had been a big mistake. I lay in bed feeling like my brain had been squeezed into a jar 2 sizes too small. My vision, whether my eyes were open or closed, was filled with glaring flashes, warning of toxicity levels, interface conflicts, and I could have sworn there was an actual user idiocy warning going off. My mechanical limbs twitched as I sprawled onto my side. All I had to do was crawl out, but my metal legs just twitched and jerked again as I went nowhere. I could just lie here. Yes, lie here in this nice, soft bed and wait for sweet oblivion to claim, "Hey, Blackjack!" Scotch yelled in the perfect Philly pitch to make it feel like an ice pick had been shoved into my ear canal. I tried to say something with loudness, volume, or killing noisy fillies. I'm fairly certain that all went out the olive filly's head. Though, as she screeched, "Glory told me to come in and ask you about hangovers. She said you probably had a doozy of one, so I should talk really loudly." "Ah," was all I could reply as I flopped around and finally managed to bury my head under the pillows. "So, Blackjack, are you hungover? Do you need me to talk louder? Hey, Blackjack! Can you hear me now? Blackjack!" She shrieked as she shook me hard, making my stomach thang lurch and my bladder, did I even still have that? Clench. I didn't need to be dealing with this and a hangover at the same time. "Blackjack! Blackjack! Did you really fly around on wings of alicorns? Did they crown you? Why were these security ponies looking for you? Oh, and this one black unicorn asked me to say you were a horrible influence. That was mean, but she gave me a whole bag of candy to tell you really loudly. And Glory thought it was a good idea too, and she gave me 3 Spock-Colas, and Blackjack! Can you hear me, Blackjack?" I could kill them. I could kill them all. No court in the wasteland would convict me. A trip to the bathroom and a shower later, I was in a far less murderous mood. The real fun was trying to mentally bash and thrash my legs into moving. I distinctly remembered walking and trotting around without a problem. Okay, the memory was a bit fuzzy, but still, I'd been walking better drunk than I was sober. Fortunately, Scotch enthusiastically herded me, preventing me from actually falling onto my face again. Once I'd gotten myself clean and flushed out, the alarms died down to sullen yellow warnings that seemed to be there mostly to remind me not to do anything like last night ever again. I needed food, power, metal, Med-X, or something to make my head stop feeling so, and some pony who could fill me in on what exactly had happened last night. Morning, conscious time. A little chronometer in the corner of my eye told me that it was now early afternoon. Hopefully, I'd be able to get my body and brain and everything, and coming out of the bedroom, I tripped on my own feet and tumbled down into a heap. Walking shouldn't be so hard, I groaned, face down on the concrete tiles. Hadn't I been kicking ass a short while ago? I was fairly sure I had. Somehow. Maybe some more wild Pegasus, a mare said in a strange electronic tone. I blinked and looked over at the small collection in the living room. Lacuna was lying on the floor next to Glory on the couch. The gray Pegasus was so neat, so clean and tidy that I had to double check. Next to her, Scotch sat eating one of my birthday cupcakes with a crown of whiskey bottles atop her head. She grinned at me sheepishly. On the coffee table was a large metal drum with a camera on top of it and a speaker at the base. There was some sort of generator next to it, along with some strange medical-looking equipment that beeped softly. Sitting on the opposite couch were Homage and a strange buck with crimson and scarlet mane. P-21 trotted up to me to help me to my feet. I had to admit, he cleaned up pretty good too. "I think she's had enough wild pea to last one lifetime," Glory said with a somewhat stern smile that told me that I was in a bit of trouble. Not that I blamed her, given the condition I'd been in last night. Did you really drink all 6 bottles in 4 hours? I'm pretty sure that it would have killed any pony else, the odd buck said. When Homage told me that you and little Pip were being flown here by 5 wings of alicorns, I had to wonder if she'd been drinking too. The gray unicorn chuckled and shook her head, then gestured back to her companion. Blackjack, Lifebloom. Lifebloom, this is Blackjack, also known as security around Hoofington. Her blue eyes focused on me as she said evenly, Lifebloom here is representing the Twilight Society, and wants to speak with you about Professor Zodiac's theories regarding your lineage. Oh, yeah. That. I trot towards the assembly, P21 more than once keeping me from falling flat on my face. Again. Look, I know that she thinks I'm special, but I'm not, okay? I don't know why I can open up the cases, but I'm not related to any Ministry Mayor, and I'm certainly not related to Twilight Sparkle. Lifebloom smiled politely. Why are you so sure that you're not? There's much we don't know about the Ministry Mayors. The Ministry of Image did an exceptional job at obscuring and hiding the truth. Applejack was the only mayor who ever publicly confirmed to be in a relationship, but it is unlikely that she really was the only one. Homage gave me a gentle smile. It's possible that your relationship is only tangential. You could have some apple blood in you. That would explain the cases. She folded her hooves before her. It wouldn't explain the Project Steel Pony being unsealed perfectly, buzzed the speaker on the can. While I'll agree that Applejack's cousin might be enough to open a security case, it wouldn't work for EC-1101. The fact that she's capable of interfering with that program tells me that there's something more to Blackjack than meets the eye. There isn't. Really. I'm not, I said firmly, shaking my head. I sat down beside the coffee table, and Glory pushed me a bottle of clean water. It might not be whiskey, but it was certainly welcome. I'm just me, a security mayor from a stable. I'm not special. I looked from one to the next and felt a stab of irritation at the speculative gazes. Look, why does all this matter? Why do you want to know so much? Quite honestly, many in my organization don't want to know, Lifebloom said calmly. You must understand that for 200 years the Twilight Society has been responsible for Tenpony Tower and the secrets of the MAS hub. Many of my order believe that this building to be the last remaining bastion of old Equestria. As such, they take it anything to do with the MAS and its Ministry Mayor very seriously. So, what does it mean to the Twilight Society if Blackjack is related to Twilight? P21 asked, pointedly as he looked at Homage and Lifebloom. We're not sure. There's a great deal of disagreement in the society about that, Lifebloom admitted, drawing a surprised look from Homage. Some believe that, even if Blackjack is related, she has no right or connection to the society. And on the other hand of the spectrum, there are those saying that if she is, then she is the legitimate head of the Twilight Society. He looked at me slightly apologetically. Most don't know what to think or are reserving judgment until we can verify if you are or are not. I jumped to my hooves. Now, wait a second. You're not turning me into your Ministry Mayor. Wait, how'd I move like that? I wobbled and fell against the arm of the couch. Lacuna's horn glowed as she studied me. Would it be so bad? Glory asked softly, as she put her hoof to touch my shoulder. I closed my eyes and tried to think of a way to make her understand. Glory, she was Twilight Sparkle. She was the element of magic. She was responsible for an entire ministry and programs and everything. I'm Blackjack. I think I'm the biggest screw-up in the history of Equestria. I can't even do magic. Period, I said as I pointed at my dead horn. Neither could Twilight Sparkle, Lifebloom said evenly. Excuse me? All eyes were on the red and red-maned unicorn as he smiled. Twilight Sparkle didn't pop from the womb using super-powered magic. In fact, not many people knew it, but she was so bad at magic that she flunked out of magic kindergarten. I think that there were quite a few magical mistakes made when she was younger. She likely would have never gotten into magic at all were it not for her witnessing Celestia rising the sun. After that, she worked hard to learn all the spells she could. Even then, when she applied to Celestia's school for gifted unicorns, she was by all accounts quite mediocre. It wasn't until the first sonic rainboom incident that her magic potential showed itself. Only then did she receive Celestia's personal attention and tutelage. Even then, though, her magic was the product of a lifetime of hard work, more than of her admittedly great natural talent. But, I can't even do the simplest spell. All I can do is shoot things with my horn. Make that could, Blackjack. Yes, but did you have Princess Celestia as your teacher? Life Bloom asked. To be fair, textbook had been about as interested in me learning as in watching paint dry. Even Mom's endless attempts to remediate me were more embarrassing than instructive. Twilight Sparkle received the instruction and attention she needed to excel. From Glory's description, it's doubtful Twilight would have learned any magic at all, were she forced into your circumstances. And before you ask, neither Twilight's mother nor father were exceptional magic users. For some reason, his assurances were making me feel more and more panicked. I wasn't Twilight's descendant. I couldn't be. I was no pony, a screw-up. If I were related to Twilight, then I'd be responsible for fixing the entire wasteland. I'd have to use EC 1101 to do something. I couldn't even fix Hoovington yet. Of course, my stupid body felt, all calm and still. I needed to get some kind of heartbeat simulator installed. Homage looked at me with a sympathetic smile. Why don't we just get it over with, Life Bloom? The door test. Door test? P21 asked with a small frown. There's a door in the tower enchanted to only open for Twilight, though we think that a direct descendant could also do it, Homage said calmly. So, all Blackjack has to do is try and open the door. Right, I croaked. Let's get this over with then. Are you sure you don't want something to eat first? Glory asked as she looked up at me in worry. You look even paler than a white pony should. I shook my head firmly. With the way my guts churned, I was certain that I was going to puke if I actually had something in my... Wait, those were guts, right? I wasn't sure if I needed an owner's manual or an anatomy lesson. In either case, no. Food was not a good idea just now. I look forward to hearing all about it when you get back, the professor said as the camera turned to face me. Remember, whatever is inside was Twilight's. That means that, if you can get to it, it's yours, Blackjack. Don't let them take it. Life Bloom merely smiled and said nothing. We trot out like an execution procession, leaving Lacuna with the professor. I looked around and asked dully, Where's Rampage? Your friend Rampage is in security till you leave. Some pony pointed out that, since she's a Reaper, technically she's a Raider. Normally that would be a death sentence, but, well. Life Bloom coughed. Yeah, good luck with that, I said as we stepped into the gilt-decorated elevator. Are you sure you're going to be okay with this, Blackjack? Homage asked quietly beside me.